Hi there friends, welcome back to my channel. We are doing a new style video today which is similar to a week in my life, apart from it should actually be more interesting, I think, because it's a week in the life of me self-isolating. Now I know most people in the world are probably going through this at the moment. The UK definitely is. It's come in 2 days ago that I've been working from home and not leaving the house, and not leaving the house does not fill me with dread, because as scary as it is out there at the moment, being inside is clearly the best place we can be, and there's lots of scaremongering going on. The situation is serious, but it's also important to remember to just do your bit and make the best of a difficult time. So that's what I've been doing, and I thought, because I'm doing this series of videos about how to stay positive during the coronavirus, why not do a week in the life of me self-isolating? And that's what we're starting today. Very easy for me to film. I have been doing work this morning because I am working from home, so it's not just a case that I am able to do whatever I want all the day. I work as I usually do, but we'll have lots more to talk about. And I did have a question on YouTube, which was along the lines of, you do have lots of hobbies, what are you doing to keep yourself entertained when you're self-isolating? And the answer to that is a lot. I am still not bored at home. I'll tell you in 3 weeks' time if I'm finally bored, but I don't think I will be. I've always got stuff to do. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing because that came out the other day, as I mentioned in my last week's video, but I'm going to give you a snippet of what I've been doing, what I'm up to, and right now there's some chaos. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I'm doing a series of videos to keep you positive during the coronavirus, so I hope you're all able to get on board and enjoy them. Along with that, I am doing a top 8 series of Harry Potter products. Next week we should have a top 8 video which you're going to enjoy a lot. I've got lots of things on the go, so do support me and give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. So the chaos we have at the moment, guys, a week after you saw my fort video, the fort's coming down. I've had it up now for approximately a week and a couple of days. I've done well. I've spent most of my time at home in it, but my back hurts now. My back really hurts. So I've decided we're going to keep the TV set up. John's been playing his games next to me, so I'm going to keep this little TV, put it on my craft desk over here, which is a mess at the moment, tidy this all up, which will keep me occupied definitely today. Then I'll be able to play my game much more comfortably, and I'll also be able to do some more craft, which I'm sure you will see as well. It also enables me to get back into my exercise game, because we're able to do one form of exercise a day, but it's better to try and do that inside if possible. So I'm going to be playing some Ring Fit Adventure, which I have been doing a lot recently anyway. I normally also go swimming once a week, which isn't possible at the moment, so that means I need to work harder on doing other forms of exercise. You can see there's mess behind me. I really need to tidy up, so I'm going to do that as my first job of the afternoon. But self-isolating doesn't have to be bad. It's actually a really good time to work on doing things that normally you wouldn't have time to do. A lot of you say to me that you don't have time to work on your hobbies because it just doesn't fit into your schedule. Now is the perfect time to try and work your schedule, change it for when things do go back to normal into something that you can fit things you love into, and also get a head start and start practicing them now so that it's easier to like dip in and out when we do return someday, I hope, to normal life. You never know, maybe when this video goes out, it's actually going to be loads better. Who knows? I'm just preparing nonetheless for whatever happens. There's no point really spending time thinking about the ifs and buts of this situation, but it is the craziest thing that has ever happened in my lifetime, I must admit. And I think now it's nearly time, what time is it? 12:30 for lunch. I've been getting up later each day, but still in time for my work day. That is the benefit to working from home. In my job at the moment, I start work at 8:30, but I have to get up at 7, so I fit in 20 minutes of reading. I leave the house at 8 to get to work for 8:30. But when you're working from home, I'm able to get up at 8, stay in bed for half an hour, roll out of bed in my pyjamas, make a cup of tea and start work at 8:30. So it works perfectly and it is quite an ideal situation. So it is day 3 of isolation today, and I haven't filmed any of it, mainly because I don't have an excuse really. I'll let you know what I've done today. So first of all, I obviously was doing work most of the day, and later on I went for a walk. I then did some fitness on my Ring Fit Adventure game, and I've done a bit of tidying up. But now I'm making dinner, and I thought, oh, that's quite an interesting thing to tell you about, because we're having to make do with things that usually you probably wouldn't eat, or maybe you would, who knows. But I haven't been stockpiling because that's really bad. Nobody should need to do that because the shops have enough food. But I did get a few essential items in just in case, because we can't go to the shop often. A lot of shops you can only go one person at a time now, and there's actual queues going through the shops. So you have to be 2 meters apart, certain amount of people in the shop at a certain amount of time. I'm sure most of you are experiencing this, but if you're in another country which doesn't have as stricter rules at the moment, that's kind of what's going on. Most countries probably do have those rules. Over here, this is the little cupboard. I'm stood on a chair. So for tea today, we're just having things out of the freezer that we haven't eaten yet. So that includes chicken nuggets, chips, baked beans, and I've made some mustard and mayo just because I'm obsessed with mustard and it tastes so nice with mayo. And I think some onion rings. We've got these hot dogs, which I'm going to do with spaghetti, because there's this really cool recipe you can get where basically, it's not really a recipe. You get your spaghetti that's not cooked and you string on cut up bits of hot dog, and then when you put them in the pan, they literally they're together. You've basically got hot dog stuck on the spaghetti. Amazing idea for a meal. So I'm going to do that one of the days. We got pot noodles, quite a few packet noodles. All of these things will keep, and we'll work our way through the cupboard as and when we need to. But another good thing to tell you, which I would have put in a week in the life vlog anyway, this Gusto. So that is something that I've been doing now for about 3 months, and it sends you, it's basically a recipe subscription box. But the good thing about it is, for somebody who's not very inventive with cooking when I get home from work, this is amazing. So you choose 4 recipes a week. They send you all the items you need and the recipe itself so that you can make it easily at home. You get to choose how many of your 5 a day you want, how quick you want the meal to be, what type of meat, or if you're vegan you can do it that way. And then you get it sent to your door and you can just choose. So yesterday we had this one, which was absolutely amazing. The gravy was so much nicer than normally. I just use granules, but I can see why people don't, because that was way better. So I'll be making my own gravy more. I'm doing a paella tomorrow. So we're still getting a lot of good food, even though the shops don't seem to have a massive selection because of what's going on. And then the other days we can just eat stuff out of the cupboard. So it's going well so far. Eating is fine, but I'm just being cautious to not run out of things like milk, because I need tea. That's like my staple item, a cup of tea. It is quarantine day 4. I am cleaning. Cleaning is not one of my loves. It's not something that I get home of a day and think, oh, do you know what I really fancy? Cleaning. I'm not like the Hinches, I'm not like Stacey Solomon, any of those people that love it. I do appreciate that some people do find it really therapeutic. For me, doing a hobby does that. Cleaning does not. However, I'm making the best of cleaning and just trying to focus on it, think of the end result. And today, what we are cleaning doors. That's what we're cleaning. So no, there is nothing exciting about cleaning doors. After that, I've got a paella for tea today, and I did just make a trip out to the shop, which actually was a much shorter trip out to the shop than what it was meant to be. and that's mainly because the car wouldn't start, which is really fun. So now John's trying to jump start the car. Not sure what's wrong with that at the moment. And we ended up walking round the corner to the shop you've seen in my videos before, B&M, which had not very much stuff, but enough for what we needed. Also, very weird thing that a lot of people have been commenting on at the moment is the fact that the weather has been amazing ever since this has come about and we've been quarantined. Before that, it rained solidly in the UK for like 3-4 weeks every single day. And ever since I've been off work, it has been blistering sunshine. What is with that? So to give you guys a kind of example of what I've been doing is pretty much just this. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I already talk about it a bit too much. But Animal Crossing came out on the perfect day. It came out last Friday, literally days before, well, the Monday was when my work shut. So ever since basically this has ramped up in the UK, I have had this game to play and it has been amazing. I think a lot of people, it's sold incredibly well and everyone's absolutely loving it. I just got stung by a wasp, so my character's eye is shut at the moment. Other than the reflections, can we see though my very cute little house, which I have been spending lots of time decorating. Last night I decorated it a lot. So excuse the reflections again, but that is my house. Do you see the pictures in the background? You can actually put custom pixel pictures in your home, and I drew the little frozen one over here. I've really enjoyed decorating my home, decorating my island. There is so much to do and it's just such good escapism from what's going on in the world. It's a much happier place. The only bad things that happen on this game are that you get bitten by tarantulas, which is quite tragic. Scorpions, I haven't seen a scorpion yet, and also wasp bites, which happen to me quite regularly because I'm always shaking the trees. Another thing that has been keeping me extremely occupied during this time is this, which I bought before any of this kind of kicked off. I had lots of plans for the year, hence why I made a 2020 scrapbook, and I feel now like 2020 is probably going to become a bit of just a coronavirus year, and a lot of people had high hopes, I think, for 2020, and I'm not being doom and gloom and saying that it's not going to be a good rest of the year, but I feel that this will dominate it. So anyway, this book you may recognise, it's from Up, the movie Up by Disney Pixar. And I bought this on the Disney Store website after seeing it on somebody else's account, and I fell in love with it. So it's a replica, just like you would see a Harry Potter replica. It's a Disney one. And inside, my plan is to write about my life in it and use it exactly how Ellie in the film did and fill it up with kind of things she's done throughout her life with her partner, etc, etc. So I started this a few weeks ago now, probably 3 weeks ago, and I've only really done title pages and stuff, but it's looking good and it's ongoing forever, really, until I die. So I'm going to keep going with it. I'm really hoping that by the time I'm old that it will be nice and full and I'll be able to reflect on it nicely and see lots of exciting things from my life. It's easy to kind of just take photos on your phone, store them on your computer nowadays. Nobody really has photo albums, and also there's no room for photo albums. I have nowhere to put them. I take too many photos on a smartphone. So something like this really narrows it down and you're able to just have key things that have happened in your life with a few photos, and the memories are more vivid because you've got written experiences, and I just think it's nice. I did handprints, which is something that in Up they did on their mailbox. So we've done that, but I'm not kind of finished with this page yet, nor am I happy with it. So I'm going to finish it off and show you another time. I've also drawn out a map, and the map shows places I've been, bearing in mind, weirdly, I haven't been to lots of countries, which I know isn't weird. I've been to about 5, but the places I have been are very small on a map. So one of them's in the crease of the book, so you can't really see that. There's 2 others, which are coloured in, including the UK, I think's there. And then there's a tiny dot here for the Maldives when I went there. But really, I haven't been able to colour in much of it yet. So that's on the to-do list, but not at the moment. We won't be travelling. I've got kind of notes for what I'm going to do next in the book. But my first major update, which will be the last one probably for a while, it can be an adventure or an experience for this book, can just be any memorable day. You don't even have to go somewhere, just a memorable day. It's up to you really. That's how I'm doing it. So it's a bit like a diary entry, or exactly like a diary entry, but I've also kind of put a bit about what's going on at the moment, because that's the last day that I was able to really venture out of my town. So we'll see what happens, but I am actually planning, as weird as that may be, a page spread in this book about coronavirus, because this is going to be remembered for like ever. It's going to be, we're joking about it in certain aspects, but it's going to be in history papers for kids in the future, and it is going to be kind of a critical thing that's happened in our world history. So to be a part of that is kind of cool, but not cool. And having a written account when I'm old will be quite interesting to read back, especially when you're talking about things like not being able to go to the shops properly, not being able to leave the house, which is quite an alien concept in this day and age. So that's going to be something insightful to put in the adventure book, and I would say is an adventure. So if any of you are bored at the moment and you are stuck at home, things like journaling are a really creative, relaxing thing to do with your time, and I would highly recommend it. Hey guys, so as you can tell, each day of the vlog is very up and down depending on how I'm looking, but most days, I'm being realistic here, I just end up changing into the most comfiest of clothes. Today it's fluffy pyjamas. I do not do any makeup at the moment, definitely don't do my hair properly. So I'm just kind of chilling. I wanted to tell you a bit more about the kind of hobbies I've been doing in the last few days, because I know that that's something that you're quite interested in. I've already told you about my journal and the things I've been doing with that. Along with that, I've already told you that I've been doing games. So let me just show you the games I've been playing. Ring Fit Adventure. Very good fitness game which comes with a little ring. I've been doing probably, I'd say, 20 minutes solid exercise and then playing the game for like 3/4 of an hour, because it's got like kind of story mode, so you end up clicking through, and it's quite good at telling you exactly how much actual exercise you've done in that time. So you could be playing the game for an hour and potentially only doing like 25 minutes actual exercise. So if you're stood on the spot not moving at all, it won't register it. So it's really good like that. There's also a new mini game on there, which is like a dance rhythm game. Lots of fun, reminds me of Wii Fit. So it's, yeah, really good. Only problem is, if you're looking to get it, you can't get it at the moment. It's out of stock everywhere. It has been since January, and then COVID-19 hit and now you definitely can't get it. So hopefully when things are back to normal, find something maybe on YouTube to do some exercise too. If not, because there's lots of people who are doing like videos at the moment to motivate people to get fit. Celebrities are doing mini concerts. So that's something that's really good that's come out of this. I've also been finishing off this game, which I got for my birthday. It's a lot of fun. It's like a side-scrolling... No, it's not a side-scrolling game. It's basically similar. It's not even a platform game. It's just like a game where you're playing catching ghosts, going through very immersive levels. The graphics are amazing, so would highly recommend that on the Switch. And then the game I've spent probably... It hasn't told me yet how many hours I've spent on it on the Switch, but I would say in the region of at least 40 to 50 probably already, with all this time off. I probably spent yesterday like 5 hours playing this, and I was setting up a new area in my island. There is just so much customization. It's crazy. I can't even tell you how good this game is. There's so much to do, and unlike the old games, you can create everything, choose where your shops go, choose where every building goes, create pathways. I haven't even unlocked most of the features where you can kind of create where your rivers are, what shape your island is. I haven't even got into that yet. You can put your furniture indoors or outdoors. It's kind of like The Sims a bit, but the better thing about this than The Sims is that you still get all the customization, but you're actually living it rather than watching your character live it. And it's a lot more relaxing because you haven't got needs such as needing a toilet, making food. It's just very relaxed, and you can go and do some fishing, water your plants. And if you're new to this kind of series, you'll think, what is this game about? Because when I got New Leaf on DS, the last game, I was so confused and I thought like there's nothing to do, but it's about making your own fun. And this one actually gives you a bit more to do than the others in the series because you've got crafting and you can make lots of furniture. So if you are somebody who loves to design things, create things, and just have quite a relaxed gaming experience. What else have I been doing? So mainly exercise, games. Oh, I've been reading in the mornings before I get up to do work, which is good. And along with the journaling and creative hobbies, it's back. Now, the weird thing about this, and the weird thing about me talking to you about this, is the fact that last time I did a week in the life video, this was in it, and that was the last time I did it. Last year in January, I picked up my crochet hook again for the first time in probably a couple of years, and I had the full intention of completing a massive throw from a magazine where I paid for part of the subscription each week, and it went on for 2 years, and I was just getting sent endless streams of magazines and wool, and I couldn't keep up with it because once you've learnt to crochet, it becomes increasingly tempting to start making other things. So I ended up making toys, and I made loads of different other things that weren't the squares for the magazine. The magazine was what I originally learnt from. The throw you can make with all of the squares from every issue is amazing, and I have got probably now nearly halfway, but I keep stopping, and it's become one of those things like if I don't do it, I'll end up just throwing out the wool and it will be a waste, and I'll have like 2 panels done. And it's not a waste because it's taught me what I needed to, but really issue 1 taught me that, so I didn't need to spend all that money on it. So I don't want to give up on it because the throw will look amazing and beautiful if it's done. I did probably a month last year in January where I did solidly loads of squares, including some of these. And I was really impressed with my progress. I got a whole new panel done, and then I just stopped again. I'm not even sure why. I probably got distracted and did something else because I have so many different hobbies. And then I thought, oh, actually I've got loads of time off at the moment. Who knows how long this is going to last? My prediction is probably another couple of months, in which case I definitely have time to do a square a day, even for me who stopped and started. So yesterday we started out, I'm going to do another one today. That's going to be fun, and I really hope that after this I'm going to have a nearly completed blanket where it'll be so close to the end if we're not done that I'm just going to be like, well, I've literally only got like 10 squares to go, so I'm going to finish it right now. I'm doing it this time. I've even put it on Facebook so it comes up in my memories next year if I don't, and then I can be guilty that I haven't completed it. Because this could go on forever. It's 5 years now I've been trying to do this. Need to do it. Yesterday's square, I always am surprised that I can just pick it up again without kind of like watching YouTube videos again. I just know as soon as I've picked up the hook. It's weird. It's definitely not perfect, but coming back to it from not doing it for months, I'm very happy with it. And we'll see where that goes. And I hope to update you at some point and say it's done. Because a lot of you know last time I wanted it to be done, and this time it will be. Along with that, if any of you grew up in the kind of 90s, early 2000s like me, Tracy Beaker has been put back on iPlayer, so I'm going to be watching that whilst I crochet each day. That's just an FYI. You probably already know that by the time this video comes out, but if you don't, head over to iPlayer. And lastly, these are my meals of the week. So we have a steak meal. This is from the Gusto box I was telling you about. Chicken goujons, chorizo minestrone, and lastly today we are having tomato and goat's cheese gnocchi. So they give you all of the ingredients and then there's a step-by-step on the back, so it's really good, and I'm looking forward to having these types of meals, especially when you go into a shop and there is little to nothing at the moment, although it seems to be getting better because people can as easily get into shops now. So I think that will improve. Let me know in the comments what you've been doing over your time off. I know this has been quite a disjointed video, but my life's quite disjointed at the moment, so it's just an as and when kind of thing. And I can do more updates on this if you found it interesting. Hit the like button, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye!